The grand salon of Villa Belmonte shimmered under cascading chandeliers made of Murano glass, each droplet catching the golden light and scattering it like stars frozen in a velvet night. Walls of ivory marble reflected the sparkle from towering crystal candelabras. Violinists in midnight blue tuxedos played a soft, elegant aria near the arched entryway, their bows moving like silk across strings. This wasn't just a dinner. It was the night of the elite, the obscenely rich, the impossibly well-connected. Diamond necklaces glinted like constellations. Heels clicked on marble as socialites floated by like well-dressed ghosts. Waiters moved silently with trays of foie gras canapés and vintage Dom Perignon, wearing white gloves and silver lapel pins. At the center of it all, Vivian Cross stepped into the ballroom like a vision. The couture gown, rescued barely intact hours before, had been tailored perfectly to her form. The silver threads shimmered with every step she took. It was a storm of craftsmanship, from the hand-sewn crystals to the softest folds of rare silk. Matteo Artari, now beaming with pride, whispered to a journalist from Vogue Italia, "That dress was made for her. A phoenix from ashes." Vivi was glowing, not just from the hundreds of camera flashes, but from the rush of it all. She was finally seeing it. This was the world she dreamed of, even when she used to sneak fashion magazines under her covers as a girl. Sebastian had made sure she got a taste of this dream. Somehow, even in his fractured state, he delivered what he promised: glamour, status, the chance to be seen. Somewhere far from the spotlight, he watched from the shadows, wounded, angry, and burning with something deeper than revenge, but his soft side was acting up as he was seeing the most beautiful girl in the world. Luke, in a minimalist black tie suit, borrowed from the designer Matteo Artari, stayed close. He kept her champagne glass full but barely sipped, eyes sweeping the room. He wasn't here for the glam. He was here to protect the best friend of his lover. "Do not vanish again, Vivian," he whispered when they were alone for a second. Vivi simply nodded. "Not tonight," she said. "Tonight, I will be exactly where I am meant to be." And under the glow of wealth and chandeliers, the music rose. The dance floor turned slowly, and somewhere, hidden among the elite, eyes were watching. Meanwhile, in a quiet lounge near the back of the villa, June and Dorian had slipped away from the champagne and couture crowd. A velvet notebook lay open in front of them on a mahogany table. Dorian had sketched out a rough diagram of the hotel and the sightings of each silver triangle. There was a pattern forming, more than random, more than a prank. June's brows furrowed. "This isn't just some secret mark between thieves," she murmured. "It's a silent language. And the more we find, the closer we get to unraveling their network." Dorian nodded. "And Sebastian's not just a pawn in this. He's closer to the fire than we thought." The dress he returned, it wasn't goodwill. It was strategy. June flipped through photos on her tablet. One of the earlier triangles, neatly folded and hidden in Vivi's hotel room, now felt like more than just a warning. It was a message. Back at the hotel suite, the energy crackled like champagne bubbles. Vivi kicked off her heels and collapsed onto the velvet chaise, her gown spilling around her like a golden waterfall. Her cheeks were flushed with excitement, her phone buzzing with new followers and tags. "You see the chandelier over the auction table?" she gushed, still glowing from the night. "It was dripping crystals, June. Crystals. Like the whole ceiling was wearing diamonds." June, now barefoot and holding a cup of mint tea, grinned from the kitchenette. "And I am sure you looked like a queen under it," she said. "Honestly, I don't know if the auction was for the dress or for you." Vivi giggled and swiped through photos on her phone. "I'm posting everything. #back in the game." June, curled in the armchair with her notebook, looked up with a proud smile. She flipped a page, her expression shifting to a quieter pride. And I'm finally working a real case. Not just school papers or crime documentaries, but with Dorian Fox. It's everything I dreamed about. And more dangerous, of course. Vivi sat up, brushing her curls off her shoulders. And your love story? June. June chuckled, and she kept denying for the romance relationship with Luke. Only June seemed unaware of how much Luke cared for her. Vivi noticed it. Even Dorian had picked up on it. But June, always buried in her dreams, her cases, her relentless curiosity, never quite paused long enough to see what was right in front of her. So, how's Sebastian, Vivi? June said, sipping her tea. I haven't spoken since he came for the dress, but he looks so beat and empty. Maybe I should go and check him tomorrow, right? Vivi was trying to get approval from her friends. June glanced at her phone and let out a small sigh. We can't get a flight back until Wednesday. Everything before that is either sold out or only one seat left even in weekdays. Vivi perked up, brushing invisible lint from her gown. 2 more days in Milan? That's practically a gift from the universe. June raised a brow. Unless the universe is still plotting something. Then she muttered, Dallaire, why do I feel like I am familiar with this name? Vivi's smile dimmed just slightly. Well, maybe it's enough time to check in on Sebastian, she said quietly. I still don't know what to think about everything he said. And after what he went through. Her voice trailed off. You don't owe him anything, you know, June said gently, sitting beside her. But if you feel like you do, I've got your back. June closed her notebook. We'll keep an eye on everything. Dorian's not letting this silver triangle thing go either. But for now, let's breathe. Rest. Recollect. Vivi nodded slowly, hugging a silk pillow to her chest. Just 2 more days, she whispered. Then we go home. They laughed, tired, a little bruised by the chaos, but victorious in their own ways. For the first time in days, no one was crying, panicking, or missing. They were just girls again. Best friends. Dreamers. Detectives in Dior. And for that moment, everything was perfect. Outside, the Milan night pulsed on, stylish, shadowed, and watching.